What the fuck was that intro? Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Sin, bro. I haven't posted in 3 months. Yo, y'all remember that last video? Last video got a little too deep, bro. It's low-key ranting, I was low-key venting. And guess what? This is another video where I'm gonna be venting and yapping some of the things that I've been good at. Alright, so you're probably wondering, what did I get into now? What am I going through? What's happening? Have I been up to? A lot of crazy shit has happened. I'm not gonna lie. And this video is gonna be kind of different from everything I've been doing. This video is to stand up for myself and to defend a buddy of mine. Sorry, my brother and my best friend. And you guys are familiar with him. I stream with him. All right, now to give some perspective, a little bit of context on what's going on, who's involved, how I'm involved with this. To start off, there are three friends. There's me, there's my boy Krish, who I stream with and, make content with. And then we have another friend whose name I'm not going to say to keep anonymous for his privacy and, just be respectful of that. So, boom. This beef is between my friend Krish and this other guy who's also our friend in this trio, right? So, their beef has been going on for like what, 2 weeks, and it escalated to a point where I got involved. And basically, some things were said to him, some things were said to me, some things were said to this other guy as well, right? And again, it just got to the point where I had to defend my boy Krish and I had to defend myself. Okay, now, just so there's no confusion, you got me, your boy Sin, you got your boy Krish, and I'm not gonna say this guy's real name, but just for the sake of the story and just so there's no confusion, we're gonna call him Vangina. So, this is the tea, and this is basically the situation. Krish and Vangina are basically shit talking each other because of a game. Now, this is how you can basically tell that this whole situation is really not serious at all. Fighting over a game, crazy, right? Anyways, this honestly just started off with us joking around and shit talking each other, and it basically just got to a point where Vagina would kind of take it seriously. I'm not gonna lie. So Vagina always felt like he had to say something to Chris, right? The same energy of shit talking, trash talking, like joking around. Only thing was, and then the only difference was, he actually meant it. He wasn't joking around. Like, he was actually shit talking. Now that you kind of have the context, let's talk about the exact day this beef started. But let me just paint a picture of everything, okay? FC 26 clubs, Fiji won our ranking, trying to get out of Division 5. You got three of your main starters for Fiji 1. You got your boy left wing Krish. You got your boy striker Vangina. And you already know you got your playmaker, playboy, central attacking midfield, Thin Fiji, obviously. Boom. An average day of clubs, an average day of three friends, and typical shit talking amongst us three. That was what was going on. Typical behavior from everyone, correct? Right? So, bang, match starts. We're all actually serious this time, and there's no shit talking. There's nothing going on, right? So, bang, we're playing a wonderful game of clubs with another intense opponent, and we're actually playing good this time. The chemistry is on point, the attacking is on point, the defense is on point, all the cars are on point, and everything is going so well until the end of the match. 5 minutes to go, we equalized. Perfect, 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 right? All we had to do was just get a draw, and we would have done something with that game. The only thing was we just couldn't lose. So what happens? Other team is trying to make that goal, and they make an attempt and they miss. Boom, we have a goal kick, right? So we try to communicate with this guy. right? I communicated with Krish. I communicated with the team. I always do. And I say, hey, wait, let's not call for the ball in front because that's what we usually do. Let's get the ball at the back and like waste some time. We only got like a minute left, right? Completely ignored. And nobody acknowledged it except for Krish. The ball goes up. It comes down and it lands in front of the opposition. And they're going for their attempt and they're going for their run, right? And unfortunately, they made the most craziest run. They get a pass in and they get the goal, and the game ends 3-2, and we lose. Now, again, there's no shit talking this entire game. Nothing was said. However, we felt like we shouldn't have. We made the wrong call, and I'll be honest, I was a little upset, I was a little frustrated, and I tried to make that known for my teammate Vangina, and so did Krish. But we didn't do it in a shit talking way. Try to be not so aggressive. We just, we were just like, hey, you shouldn't have done that. Like we gotta communicate better, and that was the wrong call. And Buddy got mad. Buddy got mad. He got upset, and he was basically making it look like we can't really say anything say anything to him, and then he started blaming us and going on about how trash we are, so and so. His wife had intervened, and he was like, these guys are annoying, they always say shit to me. And you know that was basically it. Like, that's what he said. So basically, Vagina was on his period. He left. We were in a Discord call. He left. He was frustrated. He was upset. And we get it. It happens, man. We weren't really trying to put him down. We just felt like that was the wrong decision to make. And we just had to make that known so we can be better. And Chris got upset as well. He just felt like it was so unfair. You know, we do it to everybody in a joking manner. We shit talk, we trash talk, we do all that. And he said that when Vane does it, I feel like he's more harsh and it's not really coming of a place of humor. It's more so coming like from a place of like, almost like anger. And it's like he's like basically trying to insult you. And I was like, I get what you mean. I feel the same way. And Krish basically explained how it was felt kind of unfair that he can say stuff to us in this harsh manner, and we didn't even say it in that way, and he gets offended. And it's like, damn, so you can say something to me, but I can't say something to you. And it's like there's just no balance, and it sucked. I was upset with him, honestly. Now, even though I was upset, I kind of thought about it. I'm like, you know what? It's not that deep. It's just a game, right? So I kind of shrugged it off my shoulders. However, Chris didn't feel the same way, and he made a decision like, hey, I ain't playing with Vagina no more, bro. He's wrong for that, and it's unfair. And he's like, I don't want to go through that. I don't want to put myself through that, and I respected that choice, right? Boom. 5 minutes goes by. So Vagina's back in the Discord call. He came back to Discord call like nothing happened. Like, what was that? Good. Yeah, he came back to the Discord call like nothing happened. Like there was no beef. Like he hadn't just, you know, basically gone on off on us. Like literally nothing. He acted like nothing happened, right? Right? So he brings along 2 friends with him to come and play with us on our clubs. So there's a total of 5 people. And Chris is still upset. I've shrugged it off my shoulders. So I'm like, whatever. So I'm just like, okay, cool. He comes in and he's like, hey, these guys want to play, let's play. And he's like, yo, Chris, let's go play. Chris is quiet. And he's like, oh no, I'm good, I'm gonna chill. You could tell, kind of tell he was in the mood, right? And he was like, "Oh no, let's go, man! Like, come on!" And I'm like, "Yeah, like, Chris, let's just play, bro. It just, last game was just intense, bro. We just got serious. That's all it was. You know what I mean?" So bang, we're in this match with our 5 teammates, and I think we lost.
Really, nigga?
But boom, next day comes, right? I'm thinking the situation is done. We're not even going to talk about it. It's not even a thing that's going to be raised up. I get a text message from Vingina, and it's like, hey, I don't think anybody wants to play with Krish anymore after what he pulled yesterday. And at that point, I was confused. I was like, what? What do you mean? Who's we? Right? And he's like, yeah, he deliberately lost us that game, and he's been annoying, and he's always been like saying shit. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, we all do that. We all say shit. And I'm like, he deliberately lost us the game. Mind you, context of this game, this guy wasn't playing in his original position, which was left wing. He's playing as a CDM. And the reason he's playing as a CDM is because he had nowhere else to play. And I guess he had, honestly, that was his choice. He just wanted to defend. And what do you expect? He doesn't even know how to play that game that well. He's still learning. Like, he's not going to be, good at defending. But I guess that's how they saw it. The way I saw it, I felt like he played good as a defender. He was making saves, he was getting blocks, he was getting clearances. He would make some mistakes, and that was it. So I'm very quick to defend Krish, and I let him know, I'm like, hey, he's just joking around. He means well. Like, I understand that, there's some limits, so and so. And I was like, just, don't take him too seriously. But I'm like, you know what? We can go our separate ways. I can create some kind of balance, play with him and play with you guys. And that's what it's just going to be. I said at the same time, this guy has bad internet. He's from Fiji. He's not going to play well. He's bound to make mistakes, bro. So, don't really put that on him. But ultimately, that conversation led to nothing. There was no resolve other than us just not playing with each other again, having that balance, play with him, and then play with Vayne a little bit. Um, but I already in my mind, to be honest, I didn't want to play with Vangina no more after that. And I just hated the fact of how they kind of treated Krish. Vangina would say some stuff to him, and then there's another friend that will also say stuff to him. And we're not even friends with that guy. Like, I mean, at least Krish isn't. So it's like, damn, Vagina can say something to him. Vagina's friend can say something to him. Chris doesn't get angry. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't complain. And he'll just give the same energy back because that's what we're doing, right? But somehow it's a problem when Chris says something to him. It was weird, and you can kind of see like it's unfair. It really was, honestly. Honestly, Chris made the right decision. He made the right decision of just being separate from him, not playing with him. And that probably like a week or two goes by, or I think it was even in a month. We just never played with each other again. And me and Vangina are still friends, even after their whole beef. And there just comes a day where, we want to play some games together. He came in the Discord and he was open to playing with Krish. Krish wasn't open at the time, but he was like, you know what, I'll play. I'll play. Let's do it. Let's run it again. So everything was fine. I felt like we're just having our normal clubs again, and we're still just joking around. It was pretty much, comfortable. We're talking to Vane about how we're in Division 3 and we've been playing pretty good and we've been practicing. And um, I guess he kind of took that as we were bragging or something. I don't know. Because there were some instances where he did say something like, oh, y'all are Division 2, like there, but y'all are trash here, like what's going on? I explained to him, it's a different play style. It's always been a little difficult with three players. So and so, me and Chris just make a good duo. We have good chemistry, and that's ultimately what got us that far. And to go on with the story, there was some trash talking, not with him though. It was between me and Krish, and I would make a mistake. He'd say something. He would make a mistake. I'd say something, and we'd laugh about it. And then that was just what happened, basically. So bang, everybody's making mistakes, even Vane. But here's the thing: when Vane is making these mistakes, nothing is being said, not a single word. But we did just laugh. Every time we would make a mistake, we just laugh. And that was it. And I don't know how, I don't know what triggered Vane. And this is how you can kind of tell that Vagina had just had a problem with Krish. It wasn't really the things we were saying. He just had a personal vendetta, a personal issue with Krish, because, like I said, when he's making these things, we're just laughing, and it's not like it's just a chuckle, like that's it, right? So this guy starts to go off on Krish, basically talking about his rating and basically how trash he is and how annoying and so and so. And Krish is like, "Yo, bro, if you didn't want to play with me, you should have just said that. Like, I'll leave." So Krish is gone. He's left the Discord call. He didn't end up saying anything else to him. And um Vane also said some things to me, but I kind of just like whatever, cool, right? So this guy actually apologizes to me, and he's like, "Yeah, the guy's just annoying, so and so." And I just said like, "Yeah, I was like laughing too. It was we weren't trying to like do anything towards you." And he's like, "Yeah, no." He was like, "I wasn't trying to go off. I didn't mean to go off on you. I was just upset, so and so." And we just end up just going through the whole night just playing games, and we get in this conversation about the Division 3 thing and how me and Chris have been playing. And I'm like, I've been talking about my streams as well and how we met another buddy that helped us even get to Division 3. Shout out to that boy, a friend, by the way. So, bang. I told him, hey, I'm gonna send you some clips, everything I've been working on, so and so, and you just to basically just kind of see. That was it. So boom, this guy says, okay, cool, I'm down. I'm like, he's basically open to it. And um I showed him some clips that I had not edited yet, but that I just had in the kind of in the stream, just, raw unedited footage. And then I planned to give him some edited clips the next day, which I did, and we're gonna get into that right now. Now, cool, the day goes by and I have a crazy clip for him. And Krish was aware that I was gonna send him the clip, and Krish is like, yo, um I hope you do send it because it just so happened, and if you haven't watched that video, I'll literally put the clip here. Yo, crazy clip, right? We actually made it to Division 2 in that clip, and basically Christian's like, yo, send it to him, and make sure you basically tell him like, yo, I'm not trash. Like, he was basically trying to prove like, you know, he's not a trash player, and I was basically the messenger. So I said, yeah, I got you, bro. Okay, cool, right? So bang, I send it to him. I don't actually say any of the things Chris says, because there's already things said in that clip. It's nothing crazy, but it's on the clip, and Buddy gets upset. Buddy gets upset, bro, and he straight up says this. Oh, boom! This guy Loki got triggered. Mind you, like this is kind of how the clip looks. Chris's face is there, and then I had a webcam here, but you don't really see it. And then obviously that's the gameplay. That's my gameplay, and I'm basically helping Chris stream. So I was streaming on his account. So I made the clip and I sent it to him, and I wasn't trying to associate, um, talking about him. Like I just wanted him to see the clip of basically me playing. So, which I probably shouldn't have just sent him. Probably should like cropped it out, and then I send it to him and I say, "Hey, check out this clip I made," just to kind of like so he doesn't really think of it. He's like, "Can you stop sending me this crap, bro? I don't want to see that asshole." I'm like, "No." He took it the wrong way. He took it the wrong way. I said, "Yo, bro, no, this is my clip." I was like, "I'm just streaming on his account, though." Completely ignores me, fam. So, okay, whatever. He ignored me. Nothing really I can do about that. But me being in my joking manner, I texted him the next day. I was like, "Do you hate me?" He didn't respond. And I didn't think he would respond right away. I thought he would just respond later. So I sent him like two clips because I was just bored. And I look, he forgot that he was upset. And he's like, "Who cares?" So I didn't even see that message. I don't have notifications turned on for Messenger. I send him one more, right? Send him one more clip. This guy, he gives me a thumbs up, right? Now, this is where shit gets crazy, and this is where I get involved. Okay, so boom. This is how this guy texts me back, like responds to me. It's about a whole different like tone, attitude, everything, right? Bro, I'm gonna put screenshots somewhere here so you guys can read it, right? I'm gonna be blocking his name and his profile picture, everything. We gotta respect his privacy, okay? Honestly, this is just for shits and giggles, and it's obviously to call him out. And I just gotta defend my boy, bro. Some of the things he said here were low key wrong, and I honestly think it's kind of messed up. And I'm just gonna we're just gonna talk about it basically, okay? So bang, let's read this first text. He said, "Remember when you promised to set up my Twitch and TikTok and then never did a single thing for it? And now you're streaming on someone else's account. That someone is Krish." Just thinking about all this little bullshit right now. Bang. So let's talk about that right now, bro. Yo, I set up this guy's Twitch and I set up this guy's TikTok, right? I made 3 clips of us playing together on my account that got one of them got like 3.5k views and the other got like it was like more than 500, something like that, right? Regardless, it got some kind of traction, right? You would think with me doing all that for him, editing the clips and posting everything, it would kind of motivate him to do his part. Bro, yo, yes, we made a plan for me to set up your TikTok, to set up your Twitch, which I did. You have a TikTok account, you have a Twitch account. Yo, everything's set up, bro. Everything's set up. Now it was just a matter of him streaming consistently, providing me with clips so I can edit and post them for him. And this is the thing, bro. You can't just bro, you can't just tell me, "Hey, set up this and that for me." And you're not even gonna, you're telling me you're not gonna even work on it yourself. Like, you already didn't even help me out or try to help me out. You would basically, I'm basically like a dog. This guy's playing fetch with me, fam. Bro, this guy, he gave me the task, right? He didn't even try to help me out. I was basically doing everything on my own. Everything's set up for this guy. It's honestly on him. And like, bro, this guy's older than me. He's aware of a lot of shit. He can figure it himself. Like, he's not an idiot. And honestly, this is just kind of his character. This is not like the first situation where he's done something like this. We've had multiple fights of me explaining to him that he's not really like doing his part or he's not really doing enough to support me out when we set out to plan something together or if he wants something done. And he knows that, bro. We've played survival games, and this guy will be AFK, and he'll want me to do all the work. Yo, if you play Ark, bro, and if I don't know if you've tried to get a Griffin, fam, this guy will be on level 1 with me, right? I'll be like level 10. This guy will tell me, "Yo, go and get a Griffin for me, fam. I think you can do it." He dead ass said that to me, right? Serious. He was like, "Yo, you should get a Quetzal. What do we need? What do we need?" Motherfucker, we're level 10, running around naked, fam. No armor, no resources. We're headless chickens right now. Why are you like on why are you trying to progress to something we can't even handle, something we can't even do? And that was just kind of the mentality this guy has. And he would always do these things where he would plan something, but I would have to do 100% of the work. And it's tiring, it's unfair. And if you say something to him, he's just not going to understand. So yeah, that was the first thing he brought up in this conversation. There, which is crazy to me because I feel like I've done so much for this guy, and you're gonna you're gonna call me out because I didn't set up your Twitch and TikTok, which is something that I did do, fam. And he's making it seem like I don't do anything for you. Like I don't know what you're trying to say, bro. Anyways, let's go. Let's continue. Cool. Now he says also, please stop sending me the streaming crap with him on it. Just triggers me more now looking at his ugly face. No wonder all the girls left his ass. Gay ass ugly guy. Alright. So let's just go through that, right? I specifically said I was going to send you clips of our stream, my stream. Yo, you're aware that I've been streaming with him. You're bound to hear his voice, see stuff like you were okay with that, bro. And you were aware of that. And maybe there was a misunderstanding. Sorry, my bad. Honestly, I'm gonna take accountability. I shouldn't have sent that clip. Chris's face is on it. Yeah, he's gonna get triggered after what happened. It makes sense. I just didn't think he would get that mad over it. So, you know, that's it for that paragraph. And this is where things got very serious. This is where I was a little concerned and I felt like things were going too far. And this is why I'm even making this video. Like I said, I'm here to defend my friend. Okay, not because of all the shit talking and stuff, but because of this next paragraph, or what he basically said. He said, I'm gonna ask some of my cousins to go to Nesoso and slap the shit out of him, and they will do it for free. Laugh my ass off. Yo, you can tell he's being serious, right? And you're ending this statement off as a joke. Fam, are you like trying to threaten him because of what? Because you can't handle some shit talk that you started, fam? Like, you're threatening him. You're basically plotting to get your cousins to beat his ass because he was shit talking. Because you couldn't handle it, and you're the oldest out of all of us. And I'm gonna be honest, it was started from you. I'm gonna be honest, bro. And I'm just like, how are you gonna threaten my boy, bro? My little brother. Yo, Krish is like a little brother to me, bro. You're not gonna threaten my brother, fam. Are you crazy? Especially over some dumb shit like this. I hate to see the boys fighting. And I like when shit like this happens, I gotta call you out and call you an idiot, bro. This is not the way. This is not the way to go about it. To get your cousins to go over him and beat his ass, and he doesn't even have a clue, fam? Yo, that just kind of shows how weak you are. Yo, all you had to do to resolve the situation, and honestly, if it didn't get resolved, whatever, yo, you could have confronted him about it, bro. If you felt some type of way about him saying all this shit to you, bro, yo, he's in the Discord call. We're in the Discord call 24/7 every day. Say it to him right there, bro. Be a man. Don't get these goons to go and do your work for you. And is an that is literally proof of what I was saying before. You won't go and do it yourself. You're not a man. You're not gonna confront it yourself. You're gonna get someone else to do your work for you because you're lazy and you're weak, bro. So some of the things that I basically said in the video as my that was basically some of my responses to him. Not so much. You'll kind of see some of my responses. I'll put it on the screen, but I don't want to keep bringing up the same things I say. So let's just get into this next paragraph. This guy said, "Bro, you already know not to bring his ass up. We don't even want to see him. Who is we? I thought you were here to what? I thought you were basically speaking for yourself, but okay. He's fake. You can't see that because he hasn't done anything to you yet. But the day he will, you'll turn back. I was all in for helping him, but now I'm not helping." And then he proceeds to say, "Is he at work today?" He's fake. You can't see that because he hasn't done anything, bro. Maybe he's not fake because he hasn't done anything. Like that doesn't make any sense, bro. I like what are you trying to say? Like how is he fake? What am I not seeing that is telling you that he's fake, bro? And honestly, I don't know what he's trying to say, bro. Like it's weird to me. And I'll say this, bro. Krish has always been a real friend, bro. Yo, if he does anything wrong, if I do anything wrong, we both have this understanding that and comfortability to go and talk to each other. There's been instances where Krish has made me upset, and I'll go talk to him about it, or I'll bring it up like right then and there. And a perfect example is what happened last stream, and he knows it. And he's basically he wasn't exactly rage baiting me, but he was basically like, talking how we usually do, just shit talk like there here and there. And I was like, ah man, I'm just too serious. I can't do it right now. I'm getting a little irritated. And guess what? He stopped. He stopped, bro. And that's just the understanding that we have, and that's just the friendship we have, like I just don't know how he would be fake to me. Um but honestly, that's my response to that. And then he said I was all in for helping him out, but I'm not helping. Fam, you really haven't done anything for Krish. I don't know why you brought that up. And then you want to ask if he's at work today, so you're still plotting for some guys, some cousins of yours to go and beat him up. Go and do it yourself. I'm not gonna lie, like, yo, actually, like, just go and do it yourself. If you have a problem, like I said, confront him about it. So yeah, so he goes on to say, yeah, it was all well till you included this asshole. Our friendship has gone down the drain, and I already feel it. Yes, I included Krish to come and play with us because I didn't want him to feel left out. There was an instance where I was just playing with vagina all the time, and I wasn't giving no time to Krish, and he felt left out. He got a PS5, and I'm like, this I can play with everyone. Let me just introduce him to Vayne, and we can all play together. What's the harm in that? Now I don't have to play separately with this guy and separately with that guy. And time management is not a skill I have. How am I going to be able to do that? Like it was the smartest thing to do in my eyes. If I had known that they were going to fight, I wouldn't have done it at all. Chris has met a bunch of my friends and they became good friends with him. Like that's just how it is, right? Our friendship has gone in the drain and I already feel it. I'm gonna be honest, even though all this shit was going on, all this like conversation and everything, all these paragraphs, I didn't feel like our friendship was going down the drain. I felt like this is just normal. This shit always happens. Yo, people fight, bro. We could have the worst fight, but at the end of the day, you're still gonna be my brother, bro. I can probably we can both say some fucked up shit to each other. You're still my brother. I don't care. So I don't know why he said this. Obviously he said this because he wanted to end things. That's how he felt. And if that's the case, bro, like it's fine. I'm totally okay with it. I don't want to force anybody to be in any type of relationship with me, like friendship and like a relationship with a girl, boy, whatever. I don't care, man. I'm not gonna force you to be in my life, so that's fine, honestly. So along the way in this conversation, there was a misunderstanding, and I basically kind of brought up the fact that Chris is not able to do a lot of stuff for me because of his situation because I felt like Vane was saying that he's fake because he doesn't do anything for us. Bro, the guy's from Fiji, you know, he has everything that he needs, and he has a job, and he has family to take care of, so there's not a lot of things that he can really do for us, and I don't really expect him to. And I was just explaining to him, hey man, it's a matter of time for him. If he gets the opportunity, he'll give something to us back if he wants to. If he doesn't, it really doesn't matter. We're there to help him, not just give him something and then ask for something in return. And then this guy replies and says, "It's not about giving back. He's so rude and he can't keep his mouth shut." Yo, you're acting like Chris just says the first thing that just comes out of his ass, like, "Oh, you're trash. Oh, you this." No, bro. That's the thing about Chris. He's not gonna say anything unless you say something to him. If he feels comfortable to say something to you, it stems from somewhere. You know what I mean? So it's like if I crack a joke, he's gonna be like, "Oh, it's okay for me to crack a joke," and guess what? He's gonna crack a joke, fam. So it's like you've already made it comfortable that you can trash talk to him, fam. He's gonna reciprocate the same energy to you. So how is it rude? And why should he keep his mouth shut? Like, you know what I mean? He could say the same thing to you. He can be like, "Bro, this guy's so rude. He's an ass. He should shut his ass up." But no, he just replies back. He just gives the same energy. So I gotta respect him on that. So where were we? So he goes on to say, when someone tries to correct him, all of a sudden I'm the one that has to say sorry. No, bro, you try to correct him. There's a situation where I guess he said something or did something wrong. You try to correct him, and your wife told you to say sorry. That's between you and your wife. Every After everything he did to me, I'm the one. What? Why are you victimizing yourself, bro? What's going on? I At this point I generally don't know what this guy's upset about. I don't know why he's saying all this stuff. And like I said, if you have a, it just seems like he has a problem with Krish, and you just gotta take it up to him. That's really it. So he says, "Look, bro, honestly, I'm telling you to unfollow my wife on TikTok, block her and mine and his account, basically." I said, "Okay, I got you." He's like, "I'm gonna be honest. I was going to block you and everything." And I basically explained that I said, "Hey, man, I wouldn't blame you. I understand you're upset." And then he goes on to say, and this is where I kind of thought things would kind of get better. For the second time, this guy goes on to say, "Yeah, imagine me treating you like a second friend. Can't imagine that, right?" Um, what does that even mean? Like, what were you trying to accomplish? What were you trying to say? And this is where I kind of felt like he's beating around the bush. He wants to say something. He's upset about something. Bro, say it, bro. What does that mean? Imagine me treating you like a second friend. And this at this point, that's where I was like, yes, this guy is just at this point, he's just trying to start something. He's just trying to like it seemed like he's trying to like he is trying to, deliberately argue with me, bro. And it's like, why? Why, bro? We can talk about this productively. We can have a productive conversation and we can get to a resolve, even if that means we don't be friends anymore. That's just any type of mutual agreement we can both have. It's like that will benefit both of us, bro. So then he goes on to say, because it could never happen. I really wish people gave me the same energy I give them. So this whole situation with a second friend, bro, you have other friends that you play games with, you interact with. There's if you're not able to do something with me, or if you can't get something out of me, then you're not even gonna interact with me, or you're not even gonna, do anything. You just go with the next person, and it's not a problem. I've never really seen it as an issue. That's happened before. Where there's a situation where this guy wanted the game Arc Raiders and he wanted me to buy it so bad because two other friends got it. I didn't have the money to buy it, right? So this guy's like, he was trying to pry me open just to try to get me to purchase the game, and things didn't really go his way. And you can kind of see like he wouldn't like even try to interact with me because he wasn't getting his way. Cool, whatever. I really wish people gave me the same energy I gave them, bro. If you gave the same energy, if you gave the same energy to people, right? Where am I going with this? I don't even know. Bottom line is, bro, if you gave the same energy, wait, am I fucking dumb? I'm not wrapping my head around. Okay, let's read this again. I really wish people gave me the same energy I gave them. Fam, if you did that, then it would just kind of be a toxic friendship. Y'all both would be in the wrong. Um, that I'm so stupid. Okay, so just kind of had like a fucking brain fart, I guess. He goes on to say, "You say you will balance your friendship. You spend 7 days a week playing with him. We only play at night, and we only play on the weekends because he's off Saturday, Sunday. I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is crazy. And I stay up till 6 a.m., not just playing with him, but with you. And I've been doing that for a few years right now. Yo, I go to sleep at 6 a.m. every day to play games with them. I'll get off at sometimes 11 p.m., sometimes 12, latest 2 a.m. First thing I do when I go home, I hop on the game with them. And I've done it with him so many times, bro. Anyways, you say you will stream with me, you log in and stream his. Fam, I'm streaming every day. I mean, not every day, every other day. Fam, you get notifications when I stream, fam. Yo, just you just tell me, hey, can we like stream together, or like start your stream too, fam. If bro, I don't plan these streams with him because he's not consistent. He doesn't want to do it. Yo, don't get me wrong, I'm not consistent either, but it's like I made plans with Krish, and look, we've been doing pretty all right. We've been making clips. We've been working towards it. He just has to kind of do the same, but he has to communicate that, and we have to plan it together. Okay, coming back to the him saying he wants to do this and that, but me doing the 100% of work. It's the same situation, fam. If you want to stream together, let's plan it together. Anyways, let's go. Let's move on. You be doing too much capping nowadays, not gonna lie. Yes, he's right. I do cap a lot. Um, another reason why I wasn't able to balance the friendship is because I mainly didn't want to play with him, but I didn't make that known. That's on me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take accountability for that. I'm sorry. That's on me. I should have just told him the truth. Okay, moving forward. He goes on to say, hey, you lose some to gain some, I guess. Good luck to you guys. Buddy. Thank you. I appreciate you, and good luck to you, fam. Alright. You personally should actually think about what I just said. It's straight facts. Bullshit. And you know what's really worse? My wife laughing, telling me I told you so. Every freaking day. Every freaking day. Wow. Wow. So this is another instance where I feel like you're not even upset at me, you're just upset at Krish, and you're upset at the fact that your wife is essentially rubbing this whole situation in your face. I know this is not my place to say this, and I'm not married, but I feel like if I had a wife, she shouldn't do that. Like to to know that you're upset or in a situation and you want to just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna rub this in your face. I told you so." I feel like that's a little too much, and I feel like that's just an issue with them. But honestly, I think it's kind of hilarious. Like at that point, like, are you even mad at me? Are you just like upset or sad at the fact that your wife told you I told you so? Like she's rubbing it in your face, and I honestly I wonder how that whole interaction, because he said like every day, bro, every day. So it's like, so how would that interaction go? I want to know, like, what does that look like, from our point of view? Jawe, mama, Jawe, go to me. Oh shit, I missed. आदमी हम घर आ गया वही कैसे ना क्लियर कॉल तुम मिस कर दिया रे अच्छा वो तो छोड़ दो रे काय के लिए खेलता तुम आदमी तुम्हारा दोनों चोमुला फ्रेंड का कुछ कुछ बेहतर तो नहीं बताओ मैं थोड़ा स्टोरी. Oh yeah, so like basically like I was playing the game with them and I couldn't take a joke so they just decided to like oh छोड़ के चल इस ना वही चीज तुम मंत्रा बोल रहे हैं ना कैसे कैसे हम तुम्हें बताया तुम हमारी बात नहीं सुना लेकिन अभी है ना फिर से तुम्हें बताया वेट करना तुम. Day 2. Ah, fuck. I missed the goal for like the 250th time again, bro. Hey, आदमी day 2. Hey, फिर से goal miss कर दिया. Wait. फिर से क्या लगा था? कुछ भी. छोड़ के चल दिस ना कैसे अब तुम्हें बताया तुम हमारी बात नहीं सुना कैसे तुमने हमारी बात नहीं सुना. Bro, are you serious? Like day 2, bro? Like I swear this is every day, bro. You do this every day, bro. Honestly, bro, I don't know how, but like I just feel it like in my brain, like somehow, some way. This is Ethan's fault, bro. This is Sin's fault, bro. I gotta go call him out for it right now. I feel like that's how it went. I could be wrong. But anyways, let's get back to this. That's not too important right now. So I kindly told him, I said, hey, listen, bro, take a few days off, get your mind off things. This isn't our first fight. Let's chill for a while, take a little break. When we come back, we can play something together, maybe some Mark Raiders. He proceeds to say, she rubs it in my face. Fam, I ain't gonna lie. At this point, I got irritated. I was about to reply to him and be like, "Yo, I'm about to rub my nuts in your." Anyways, I don't know where he says, "Bro, you don't have to write that super busy crap. I see you guys playing all the time, so it's okay." Like I said, we only get to play like 2 nights together, and honestly, it's not enough. But we figure it out somehow. Obviously, like on the weekdays we can, but like I said, work is tiring. We have priorities. It's still hard. We're not playing every day, I promise you. And I just kind of told him, I said, I promise you, bro, like this whole situation, don't take it too seriously because you don't know the context. I have no issues with you. The reason why I'm so centered around Krish is because he really needs my help. You already know how it is in Fiji, and I'm just trying to support that. I'm just trying to support him, right? I said I'd do the same for you, which I did. And I already know that he has friends around him. He has his wife. So, you know, the balance is not going to be 50-50. I'm thinking Vane will be fine. Like, you know what I mean? I'm thinking Vagina would be fine. Like, he don't really need me. You know what I mean? So I try to explain that to him, and that's why I kind of explained. That's why prioritize certain things with him. And then he goes on to say, yeah, but that doesn't mean you swear at me. Never said anything to him, never swore at him. Shit talked me on live. No, sir. No, sir, we did not. Tell my wife shit. Again, wasn't me. What did I do to you guys, huh? How are you gonna blame me and then at the end you're gonna say, what did I do to you guys? Who are you referring to? What are you doing? Responding to his the super busy crap statement, I said, bro, you're right, I agree with you. I stream and play every night, but it's just to help him out and me as well. And I've said this before, if I make it big with this stuff, right, I'd literally bring everybody and including like you along as well. And is like we there's certain things we just kind of have to do with ourselves, and he has to do it himself as well. You can't really depend on me and then blame me later, like it's just not how it works. So now he goes on to say fucking hypocrites with you're not that deep bullshit yet they fake out. Okay? I tried to say it wasn't me, it was Chris that was doing all this shit talking on live. And the thing is he was doing it while his wife was there, he didn't really do it like, when she wasn't there. And yeah, and I told him, I said, honestly, I was laughing. And like I said, if you guys, that's an issue between you guys, go and settle it, bro. Cause even if I were to get in, in between it and try to talk, you guys aren't gonna listen. Let's just be honest. And then he proceeded to block me, fam. So yeah, we never resolved anything. And then he just blocked me. So that's basically the whole situation. That's everything that's been going on, man. So yeah, that was basically everything that's been bothering me. I felt like I had to make a video about it. Honestly, this could kind of be like a story time. It doesn't really have to be me essentially just calling him out. I'm just talking about what's going on in life and some of the issues I go through. So maybe something positive did come out of this. Maybe we can learn something. I think to conclude, honestly, I felt like he went a little too far. I understand sometimes jokes go too far, and we gotta just we have a certain boundary and have a certain limit, and we probably should have communicated that, but obviously we didn't, and things just kind of escalated and escalated. But I don't think it should have got so bad to the point where you're threatening him to get his ass beat, and then you're bringing up like certain stuff to make me look like I'm a bad friend. And it's like, if you want to play that game, we can play that game, bro. And I'll go on and talk about how much of a good friend I am. Like the things I've done for this man. I promise you. I sent this guy almost like 900 to like even more like money to him to help him out and support him, and I never asked for it back. There's times where he's been homeless, and I've financially supported him, and the money that he gets, he it was supposed to help him out in a situation, and he just kind of never like took that money to use it for that. But that's in the past. I probably shouldn't bring it up, but see, that's just an example. See, I can bring that up. I can bring so many instances up where I felt like he was being a bad friend, and I have said that as well. And I think we should just kind of take that all as a learning moment. Take this as a learning moment. Like, just be careful who you're friends with, and honestly, listen. If you're upset, you're sad about anything, any situation, do not make a decision then and there. First, go and cool off. Think about the situation. Think about what's right, what's wrong. Think about what is best for you before you make an immediate reaction. Sometimes we're not in the right like state of mind when we're upset and if we're sad, and we make these drastic decisions. We say these crazy things that can be blown out of proportion, and it escalates. And that's why it's always important that before anything like that happens, sit down, calm down, and think. Plan out what you're gonna say. Okay, come into a conversation. Try to have a productive conversation, not just say all this shit, be condescending, and try to bring the other person down. That's how conflict and arguments start. So yes, this is just a 50-minute video, or I think it's about an hour, about this story time about how this guy Vagina basically how we got into a bit of a argument with him, and how I eventually got involved with him. Honestly, I think this was pretty fun. Vagina, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I don't mean to put your business out there, but I kind of need to post some content because I haven't posted for 3 months. And honestly, yeah, man, I kind of, I kind of want to just call you out, bro. Like, this is just too much, bro. If you want to blow it out of proportion, hey, man, let's blow it out of proportion. I said that's so fucking bad, but yes, we're making a 1 hour video of this bullshit. Ah, but yo, shout out to my friend Krish, bro. You're a good man, bro. If you're watching this, you're a good man, bro. I get it, bro. People make mistakes. Okay, he made the mistake of shit talking him, and it got to a certain point. He made the mistake of so and so, and guess what? At the end of this, we could probably laugh about it because of our mistakes, man. This it happens, man. I made some mistakes too, bro. I'm no one. I don't think anybody's right in this situation. I really don't. I'm probably gonna be like, oh, it's me. But realistically, there's nobody right in this situation. We just, you know, shit just happens, man. And kind of with that said, please like, please subscribe, and that's pretty much it, man. Should I make more videos like that? Leave it down in the comment below. And I appreciate you guys. Hey, follow me on TikTok, follow me on IG. I might come to Twitter or X. I don't know. Still haven't. Anyways, goodbye.